Well, even Joe the plumber is being carpet bombed by the press now. You mentioned him in your recent speech. It is a tough world out there that you've entered, isn't it?
It is tough, and Joe the plumber, bless his heart, here he's just a straight-talking, everyday, hard-working American who asked of a presidential candidate to be candid with him, lay it straight on the line, what do you intend to do with taxes? And for that, Joe the plumber got beat up about it, and, investigation into his background and personal life. I just think that's so unfortunate, because it may make some hold back a little bit and be afraid to question their candidates on their issues, and that's certainly not the American way. We have to be free to do that. But Joe the plumber, I mean, you got to hand it to him. He's the one who got finally Barack Obama to tell us what he wants to do with redistributing wealth and raising taxes. And Joe the plumber said that certainly sounds like socialism to him. So I appreciate that Joe the plumber had the boldness and the candidness to get out there and ask a question.
Well, it was just a question, and yet the man has the ability to articulate his concerns. I've heard him interviewed, and he's got some pretty powerful things to say, and I do hope that the American people are listening to the concerns being expressed. I have to admit that early on, especially during the primaries, I had a hard time deciding what direction I thought we ought to go, and there are concerns, have been concerns within the Republican Party that really agitated me. But I'm telling you, the Republican platform is the strongest pro-life, pro-family document to come out of a political party, even more so than the platforms during the campaigns of Ronald Reagan. There are principles there that just I've been fighting for 30, 40 years, and you are trying to articulate those same principles, aren't you?
Absolutely, and Dr. Dobson, thank you so much for recognizing that. This is a strong platform, this go-around. The planks in these platforms that respect life and respect this great country, and those things, back to the social issues that are what Republicans, at least in the past, had articulated and tried to stand on. Now, finally, we have very solid planks in the platform that will allow us to build an even stronger foundation for our country. It's all good, and it's encouraging. You would maybe have assumed, people would have, that we would have gotten further away from those strong planks, but no, they're there, they're solid, we stand on them, and again, I believe that it is the right agenda for the country at this time. Very, very clear and contrasted tickets in this election, November 4th. People are going to see the clear contrast. You just go to the planks in our platform, and that's where you see them.
In your private conversations with Senator McCain, is it your impression that he also strongly supports those views? I know that he did not oppose that platform when it was written. Do you think he will implement it?
I do, from the bottom of my heart. I am such a strong believer that McCain believes in those strong planks, and we do have good conversations about some of the details, too, about the different planks and what they represent. And I'm very heartened that John McCain, he doesn't want a vice president who will check the opinions of me at the door. And we talk about some of these, and they're very important. It's most important, though, as you're suggesting, that Americans know that John McCain is solidly there on those solid planks in our platform that build the right agenda for America.
Governor, what lessons have you learned from the experience of the last couple of months?
I'll tell you. One is that, back to the media, you really can't pick a fight with those who buy ink by the barrelful in the mainstream media. They're going to say what they want to say and spin however they want to spin it. And this is where my faith becomes even more important to me. I have to have faith that our words, our message will get out there to the American people, minus the filter of the mainstream media, so that American voters understand the clear choices that they have on the 4th of November. contrasted choices. They must know the difference between the tickets where we have policies that will respect the entrepreneurial spirit and work ethic and strong family values, and you put that ticket up against the other ticket, and you're going to see these differences. We can't get that message through the mainstream media. That filter has to be erased. So we have to have faith in the wisdom of the people, that they'll understand what our message is. But even bigger than that, then, I have to have that faith that God's going to help us get that message out there.
Well, my goodness, if our audience is any indication, they're getting it, because I hear it everywhere I go, and there are millions of people praying for you and for Senator McCain. It's always risky to kind of politicize your prayer life, but there are issues here that mean more to me than my life. And I just appreciate your articulating some of the most important ones. So just know that everybody is praying for you. You all are still apparently, I say apparently because who knows what the polls mean, but you're apparently still behind, and some say significantly. Does that discourage you? Are you encouraged by what's going to take place in the next couple of weeks?
I am not discouraged at all, even hearing those poll numbers, because for some reason I have found myself over and over again in my life being put in these underdog positions, and yet still, when victory needed to be reached in order to meet this greater good, it's always worked out just perfectly fine, despite the fact that over and over again I've been, and I know John McCain have been in underdog positions. To me, it motivates us, makes us work that much harder, and it also strengthens my faith, because I'm going to know at the end of the day, putting this in God's hands, that the right thing for America will be done at the end of the day on November 4th. So I'm not discouraged at all. I'm just fine with the position that we're in today.
You would have been very blessed to have heard a nationwide radio hookup this morning that people volunteered for, and it consisted of nothing but prayer. Prayer for this election, prayer for our country. And it started with Dr. Chuck Swindoll, who prayed first. There's a 5-minute prayer for each of us. Then I prayed, then my wife Shirley prayed, then Henry Blackaby prayed, and Ravi Zacharias prayed, and it was just an incredible thing, and the Spirit of the Lord was on that call, and we were just asking for, rather boldly asking for a miracle with regard to the election this year. And so I wish you could have heard it. We're trying to get a copy of it now and would love to play it on Focus on the Family. But let me just say to you that regardless of the outcome of this election, we would love to have you come by and see us here at Focus on the Family sometime. I know that this is an extremely stressful time for you, and we're not asking you to come now, but when the time permits, we'll roll out the red carpet for you here.
And I don't even need any kind of red carpet, but I would absolutely love to. And Dr. Dobson, Todd is sitting right next to me here in this vehicle before we get on an airplane. So Todd and I, too, after I speak with you, I'll share this conversation with him, and we'll be praying, too, for your ministry and for those pastors whom you had just mentioned also, that, collectively we can do all that we have within us to strengthen our country and to let Americans know that government has to be on their side. It's their government, and as we seek God's wisdom and His will in this election, we have to have faith that it's all going to be good at the end of the day there on November 4th as this country moves forward.
Well, express our love and appreciation to Todd. He's paying a price for this, too. And we have just gotten a call from your team there saying that we've got to wrap this up. And so I will honor that. Thank you for giving us the time on a very busy day. And I look forward to meeting you in person someday.
I look forward to meeting you. Give Shirley a big hug from me, and God bless you. Thanks.